All right, we're good.
I'm trying for the thing to pick up, so
Sorry about that.
it takes a. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna have to worry about that much longer, for sure. Like, that's gonna be done quick. All right, Justin, you ready to roll here in a second? All right, cool. Will you hold on to those for me, buddy?
Oh, I can see your bike. Cool.
Good. Here we
So
get
there-
rid of this. That's just confusing.
Okay, so this is our view.
All right. So the good news is, if you saw that bogus first attempt, it was because now what we know is our computer. So that shouldn't happen again. We have it on the cell phone. Again, we'll talk a little bit louder because the audio's probably pretty whack. But hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is January 31st, 2022. By the way, I lost my voice because we're good.
Yeah. Anyway, we can move it, and my phone's back too. I'm gonna need a phone too.
Wow. Okay, we're good. That's
All right. Cool.
we're using a cell phone today, so you'll have just
Excellent.
you just have to grin
That's
and bear it.
great. That's great.
Okay.
You got it good.
All right. So today is January 31st, 2022. I lost my voice when my San Francisco 49ers lost the other night. I won't get into it. This is tennis and not football. What are you looking at me that for?
Oh no, I was looking at the pink. It's reflecting on your face.
Oh, okay. Pink type of guy. Not really. Not sissy past pink. But I'm not scared to wear pink. But I lost my voice when my 49ers lost, so pardon that. Ultimately, though, I'm excited to get the computer now.
Yes, everybody said the quality's better.
Good.
Hi guys, looking better.
Let's go.
Looking great now. Amor, oh, say hello. Oh, Amor, are you the one that sent me that article about Djokovic? Just the judge. Go ahead.
No, feel free.
That's it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so super excited about today. We're going to give away your choice of one of two tennis rackets, or if you don't play the game and you would rather have a shirt, one of these Mirror Lake Racket Club shirts with our Let's Go on the back, and then our 5K tennis on the side if you don't play. I would rather, if you don't play, take the shirt if you win. I would rather give the racket to someone that would use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, in just a little while, we are going to read out 3 questions, and those 3 questions, when answered, and by the way, the answer to all of those questions, you will not be able to find on Google. You will either have been able to have watched some of our previous shows, and I'm not talking shows a long time ago, but recent. And if not, and if no one can answer, then you can easily go to one of many playlists on your channel here and find the answer. So with a little bit of research, if you don't know, you can win your choice of, Justin, where's the rackets, buddy? Grab me those rackets. I had him prepped to do this, but he's 6.
Hey, Carol. Thank you. Carol paid his debt to Justin. He sent us the $50 through PayPal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
She, Carol.
Well, there's a reason why I doubted that, because every time Carla makes a bet with someone, she made a bet with someone not terribly long ago, and I forget what it was. I think it was Nadal would win the French Open. This was like 2 years ago or something, and he did. Mm-hmm. And that person said, Carla, if that happens, I'll buy you whatever tennis rackets you want. And this was like an active person on the show. They would talk all the time. And she won the bet, and you never heard from the person. It disappeared. So since then, I've just always said, well, I'll make a bet with someone. If someone takes it, I won't put too much pressure on them, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the rackets we're going to give out. This is the Dunlop Strixon Revo 2.0. It's a 98. This was Carla's demo for a while. It does have a little bit of bumper guard damage here, but the racket is intact. A very nice racket with a 4 1/4 grip. And it is strung with Octo Twist from Y-Tech Strings and Square X. So it's a hybrid job, nice racket. Or this Babolat Pure Strike 100. It's not the 98, it's the 100. Very nice racket, and it's strung with Y-Texas Strings Hexagon X with a 4 1/4 grip as well. Very nice racket. So I'm going to ask a question here shortly, and the winner of that, if they play, I'll send you one of these 2 rackets, and if you don't, I'll send you one of these shirts, and they're very nice, okay?
Hi, Brian.
We have a special guest, by the way. We have a special guest, and this special guest is an up-and-coming tennis player. He's also a really action-packed young man. And we get a lot of our kids on the show, and we've never had the little guy actually answer questions. So I'm Justin Senior, and he's Justin Junior. So without further ado, I'm going to get up, and I used to have him sit on my lap, but he's too big for that now. He's a young man now, right? So we're going to let him get in the chair, and we're going to let him answer a few questions, all right?
Pass me that light, because someone's saying there's a lot of shadow on our face. The light's right down there.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on,
Just
Justin.
sit in the chair, buddy.
Come sit down. Amor said little Justin is so cute hiding there.
Oh, she can see him.
Laugh out loud. I think you need a ring light so you won't have shadows on your faces.
Holy
Just a suggestion.
Holy ring light. Ooh.
And hello, Alex Couillard. How are you? All right.
All right. Are you ready for the questions, Justin? All right. So let's ask you a question. First of all, what we just built something in there. We built a Hot Wheel track.
Look up there.
You got to look right there. They're right there in the camera. Okay. So we built a Hot Wheel track. But you used to be a big dinosaur fan. What do you like better now, dinosaurs or Hot Wheel tracks?
Hot Wheels.
Did you grow out of dinosaurs and now you're going into Hot Wheels? Or, okay, so dinosaurs are in the past, so never get you any more Jurassic Park toys? Is that what you're saying? Or are you totally writing off dinosaurs?
Only if there's ones I don't have.
What, the Hot Wheels or the dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Oh, I was about to sell your dinosaur.
Man, I was about to hit up eBay. Okay, so second question. You're an up-and-coming tennis player. Okay, you're pretty good for 6. He's hitting one-handed backhands from the baseline with regular balls. He's never hit a foamy ball quite ever, I don't think. Never hit a foamy ball. How do you feel right now that you're doing as a 6-year-old tennis player? You think you're doing okay, or do you think, well, how do you feel?
Good.
You feel comfortable out there? You do? Do you think you're better? So you know a couple other 6-year-olds, and
Look up there.
yeah, they're up there. So you know a couple other 6-year-olds, right? Or even 7 and 8-year-olds, right? Do you think you're already better, or do you think you're worse than your current competition?
Better.
Better, like a lot, or just a little?
A lot.
Let's go. Come on. Loving this. Okay, last question, okay? You have 2 coaches, and those coaches are your parents. So, do you like your parents better when they're in coaching mode or when they're at home in regular parent mode? Are they both the same? Are we both equally the same no matter where we go? There's no difference, or is there a difference, or one way or the other? Coaching? Why?
Good playground.
The playground?
And tennis.
Oh, okay. So, by the way, when he goes to the club, he loves to throw the football in the morning because that warms up his serve, and he loves to go to the playground because that makes him throw up in the pro shop when he's all dizzy from the tire. And he likes to play tennis. So ultimately, he has a pretty good gig going when he's out of school. But what happens if we make a B, if B is in Bravo, and not straight A's in school? So if we don't make straight A's in school, and we bring home anything B as in Bravo or less, what happens? Not much. Not much.
Who's the better player, mommy or daddy?
Mom.
Really?
Thank you.
That's going to be one of our questions.
Thank
I'm
you.
answering a question about that.
Thank you. See, I just want to, because kids are honest. Well, there you go.
What you talking about, Willis? What you doing, man?
There you go.
Man, all right. Well, is there any special thing you want to tell everybody, or you just want to get up and bail? Do you want to thank anybody for your opportunity to win the tournament like Rafael Nadal did?
I did very good. I tried.
You did very good. Did you do very good at the tournament?
You don't have the accent, though.
No.
But you have Spanish blood in you. No, I love you.
All right, bro.
Thank you, baby.
Adios, muchacho. Boom.
Yeah, stop chewing like a cow.
All right. So set those rackets over there. All right, let's get this thing started. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the following things. We're going to talk about Rafael Nadal's 21st major, whether or not you are saying WGAS, which stands for WGAS, who gives a shit, or let's go, he's the greatest of all time now, that type of thing. We're going to go tit for tat. Ashley Barty's 3rd major. She's only missing the U.S. Open for a career Grand Slam, and we're going to talk about that, as well as the substance of the balls at the U.S. Open and how that makes a difference and why the U.S. Open's easier to win for others and harder to win for others as well. And that will come from an article we read earlier, not my research again. We don't plagiarize people's stuff. Tennis is an international language and it's a small community. There's a large chance that people that are sports writers were watching their stuff and vice versa. So we'll always make sure, because otherwise you'd be like an idiot, like a bunch of other kids in the rooms that do this. Okay, some other topics we're going to talk about are Nick Kyrgos proclaiming that he was the sole reason why this Australian Open was so popular, but we have TV ratings from another article, by the way, that will prove otherwise. The giveaway questions. I'm going to go ahead and ask you the giveaway questions now, okay? There are 3 giveaway questions I'm going to ask you. The first person to answer these giveaway questions will win one of those 2 rackets, and if you don't play, you can take one of our shirts. And if you're a human being that loves to give things to others and you know someone that plays and you win it, we'll send it to you and you can give it to them, okay? All right, and remember, the rackets we're giving away at one point were worth, 220 unstrung, and they're strung, over gripped, and ready to roll.
They're used though. Used,
yes, they're not brand new. And the Pure Strike's in a little bit better shape than the Dunlop Revo. But if you're a field player, the Dunlop Revo is your stick. If you're a ball striking player, like to plow through the ball, then the Pure Strike is your stick. Mm-hmm. All right, question number 1. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go. You can't answer this. You must find the answer.
Why would I answer it? Okay.
Number 1, our name, our business, our LLC, or whatever you want to call it, we've always called it 5K Tennis. Well, we used to call it Love All Tennis, but we changed the name when we moved here 6 years ago now, because we had our 5th child. So 5K stands for 5 kids, right?
Right.
Question number 1, what are our 5 children's names? Okay, there's 5 of them, okay? And we have them on the show often, the latter 2 because they're in college and whatever. But they're very much findable on one of our playlists, if not all of them. Question number 2. You must answer all 3 correctly. Okay, so wait before you start typing, because someone else is going to see them and copy your damn test sheet. It's going to be like,
don't answer it.
Don't answer it yet until you hear all 3, because someone's going to be peeking over your shoulder like, what's up, Willis? What you got on your paper, man? Wait up. Hold up, right? Stay in your lane for a minute. Okay, question number 1. What are our 5 children's names? Jot it down. Question number 2. Carla and I's first show as 5K Tennis, okay, was dealing with what major? Okay, what major was it? We started this one day 4 years ago because we wanted to talk about what major. Okay, fair enough. Question number 3. And last one. Carla mentioned earlier that to our youngest of 5 children, Justin, who's the better player, he says, "Mom."
Don't say the name.
Yeah, don't. Anyway, exactly. So Carla and I played a match because of that, and that wasn't terribly long ago. Hint, hint. Who won the match between Carla and I, and in how many sets? Who won the match and how many sets? So let me repeat the question. First person to get them all correctly will win, and I will send it to you. I don't care if you're in Antarctica. Look, last time I shipped a racket to Serbia, it was like $60 of postage. We got it there. Okay, so question number 1, our 5 children's names. Question number 2, our first 5K tennis show was what? On what major? Sorry. Question number 3, Carla and I played a match recently. It's on one of the many playlists. Who won the match and in how many sets? Fair enough?
Good enough.
All right. Let's start this out right now. Let's get into the Rafael Nadal Medvedev match. Okay, I'll go to the end because I know that's what people want to talk about.
I'm happy for Nadal. I mean, I'm a big fan, but for me it was unexpected. I really didn't think Nadal would get 21 here.
I did.
No, I mean from the beginning.
I did.
From the beginning of the tournament, you thought so?
I said it in the no.
I know your bet. I'm talking about when the Australian Open started. Did you really think Nadal would win the Australian? I did not either.
No, I did not.
I did not either. So I think it shocked a lot of us and shocked Mr. Djokovic. I bet you he's kicking himself in the head. Like, why didn't I get vaccinated and just win this? You know?
It's not that simple, though. It's not that simple. You know, there's some things that people, and it's not just Novak Djokovic. And by the way, I've heard some really shicey nicknames now for Djokovic. Instead of Novak, it's Novax. I think
that's a good one.
It's not a good one. It's not.
No, I mean, that was creative.
Not really. You just change a letter.
Novak.
That's called elementary creativity.
Look,
that's called a third grade mindset.
I respect Novak's decision. Kudos to him. Like, you know, we did a show in the beginning. We fought for him. I thought it was not right.
I'm still in fighting. What
I thought it was, but hold on. I thought it was not right what Australia did. You told him yes, then you said no. Like I said
no what?
Now you, Australia. Listen, Justin. What do I need to get you like some stuff?
I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is that I thought it was wrong what he had to deal with. You know, be in detention, go to trial, all of that. They could have prevented him from doing that by just saying, you know what? The rule is that you must be vaccinated and you can play, and if you are not, you can't play. And this looks like it might happen again. But anyways, we'll go to that later on.
Yeah.
So Nadal earns 21. Good for him. Bravo. This guy, how can you not like Nadal? He's a nice guy. We know he really works hard. He's a fighter. He could have given up. Many players would have given up except Djokovic. Would have given up being down 2 sets. You know, we could tell the guy could, obviously he still struggles with some type of foot thing, you know? I mean, he banged up his body to get to 5 sets and win 21, but I guess it was worth it if he wins no other slam, right?
Look, there's something that really pissed me off at the end of this match, and we're going to get into that. We're going to kind of go through the beginning to the end and tell the tale of why I made a $50 bet with Carol. And thank you for actually owning up to the bet. Even when I gave them a chance to back out of it at the end of the last show, I said I'm not going to make you pay me. And obviously it wouldn't matter anyway because there'd be no way you could enforce that. But thank you for being a soldier for sure. This is our 9-year-old daughter, Gabriella, by the way. And she was sitting here. We're trying to make her be a young lady and not blow bubbles in people's faces. But we'll work on that later about that etiquette class. That's how we roll. Okay, so anyway, Gabriella, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. And this is random right off the top because you were here and you're such a good young tennis player. By the way, she just stepped up from a junior racket to an adult racket. And she's 9 and she's swinging freely. She's doing really well. Okay, Gabriella, who do you like better? Rafael Nadal or Novak Djokovic?
Rafael Nadal.
Why? Because why? Is that just because?
He won the tournament thing.
Well, Novak Djokovic won like 20 more.
They all won the same now.
So why is this? Why do you say this? Just because someone won 1 tournament or 21 or whatever it is? So you just like him because? There's no reason. You don't like his fight, his mindset, his willingness to never give up, but you just because?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I don't think we would take your credibility with too much weight, right? All right.
Yeah, I mean, they're all likable. To be honest with you, you know, I used to give Djokovic a lot of grief. They're all likable. All the guys have special qualities about them. They're all obviously great human beings, no matter what people say, whether they're for the vaccine or not. We know Djokovic has given a lot back. You know, he tries to help people. He has his beliefs. We all have our beliefs. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you cannot judge someone because of that. Nadal, you know, a lot of salty Djokovic fans out there. I won't mention one, but I could not believe what he wrote. You've got to congratulate when somebody wins. It doesn't matter that one guy didn't play or not. I mean, you don't know what could have happened. We don't know, right? Could have, should have, would have.
Could have, should have, would have.
We don't know what could have happened. Look, Djokovic had his chance at the U.S. Open to be 21. He had a big chance, and he cracked. And I don't blame the guy for cracking because there was a lot of pressure there, you know? A lot of pressure. I mean, to be salty is just terrible. Djokovic still has a lot of chances. You know, like you fans say, oh, he will have 2-3 by this year, 2-3 more by next year. He has chances. He's a young man still. Nadal has a lot more wear and tear in his body. His chances are not going to be as much as Djokovic, in my opinion. So for him, 21, he could retire now and be happy and let Djokovic tie at 21 and let it be, right?
Yeah. Do you think that he is the heavy favorite to get 22 rolling into Paris, rolling into Roland Garros?
Of course, he's the king of play. He has 13. Yes, he lost to Nole, he lost to Nole, but it was a fight. I mean, Djokovic better have his mind, free of any BS that's around him right now, especially now in France, that they just made up a rule. It says February 15th, if you're not vaccinated, you will need to show that you tested positive within the last 4 to 6 months. And the French Open is May 22nd, which puts him past the 4 months. And here he goes again. More drama is going to be surrounding him. The same thing that happened in Australia could happen to him at France, which would not be right. They need to let this guy know right now, you can play or you can't play, and not play around with his feelings.
Totally.
And if he goes in there, lands, and goes to Roland Garros thinking he can play and the same thing happens again, oh my gosh.
Totally.
Right now for him, everything is uncertain because he chose the freedom not to be vaccinated. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not against, I don't think bad of him because that's his choice.
So the whole, this whole deal for me as an individual, and I know we're all different, it goes beyond tennis. It has to do with just personal choice and keeping a personal choice privately. I think a lot of us think about it more selfishly. Okay, it's just about tennis. It's just about me watching this match on television, or me keeping up with the score, or whatever it is. But for Novak, it's a little bit bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. And all these people, in my opinion, and I have a lot of friends now in Serbia, and we talk a lot. People from other countries, not that anyone believes that these countries should have borders. It's just that saying, okay, Novak Djokovic is an icon. He's a role model in his country. So if the world goes to shit, which it seemingly does and does more and more every day, he has his brethren. He has his country. He has his place. And no one else can take anything away from that. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
When we go beyond that, we look at his choice to want to keep certain things private, and a choice to say, hey, my business isn't necessarily your business. Let's look at the app Spotify. Is it now like Neil Young and anyway, long story short, I'm not going to get into that here, but there's $100 million sponsors that are losing people or gaining people because of a stance, yay or nay. Hence why we never talk about things like that here. We get into it sometimes, but hopefully it's always ambiguous. And in other words, Novak Djokovic just believes in, hey man, leave me alone. I'm not hurting you. I'm in my country. This is my beliefs. It's just one of those things that I think is bigger than tennis. Let's say Carla and I, we teach students. And we've done that for a very long time. We string tennis rackets. We do this podcast. Do I tell people, or do we tell people, if you hit the subscribe button, you have to be vaccinated for the measles? Do I tell students when they walk up to me, if they're female and they're over 35 or 40, hey, have you had your mammogram recently? And I'm not being anything outside of reasonable here. But now it's like, hey, I won't be your friend unless you're for a vaccination of some sort. Not just this one, but anyone. What gives COVID the right to separate themselves from others, on top of race, religion, creed, where you come from, what's your sexual orientation, what color do you like, and everything else? Now we got to add something else into this to divide people further. That's how empires crash, divide and conquer. And here we go with something else. The reason why we love tennis is an international language. It's like minds. If I go to India, if I go to Pakistan, if I go to Saudi Arabia, if I go to Russia, if I go to the United States, South America, Venezuela, wherever, it's the same language. If you're a good player or even a crappy player that's just beginning, I hate to say crappy, that was a bad misstep there. There's no such thing as a crappy tennis player. Then we are one. And because of now this one thing, it's not race anymore with Arthur Ashe and Althea Gibson. It's not sexual orientation with Billie Jean King. Shit, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to children out here. And
She
they have no idea who these people
She
are.
went through a lot, Billie Jean King. I mean, she went through a lot of hatred.
I mean,
remember that.
wasn't there a player at one point in time, and dear God, forgive me for not remembering the name, but I think it was a transgender player. Wasn't there a transgender player too, way back in like the 70s or early 80s or something? If Michael Walker's out there, he would know who this player is. He's like
Renee
something. He was like Michael Walker is a tennis encyclopedia. Excellent. He knows everything, man, and about the sport. It's really hard to get anything past him. Anyway.
People are socializing here, Sir John. It's not different from Serbia here. We had Mardi Gras here. I mean, we were teaching, but there was Mardi Gras. And there's people all together and stuff, vaccinated.
Yeah, we got people.
My kids go to school. They don't mask all together. So it's not different, but we're just saying that for him, it's going to become a big issue.
Not for me.
For him.
I don't think for him it's going to become a big issue. I don't think it's going to become a big issue for him.
If he wants to
I think he's a soldier that doesn't give a shit what everybody else says.
But if he wants to win,
and I agree with him.
I'm not saying but if he wants to play them, then he's going to have to, unfortunately, go through this. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, you're
That's
correct.
what I'm saying. I agree with Novak, and he should take his stance.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they're going to stop him from playing. And that sucks, because we're all going to say, if he could have, what could have happened, right?
What could have,
what
should
have. Just like
Monica
Seles. Has she not gotten stabbed? How many slams she could have won? Right? So, I mean, that's just the thing. Renee Richards, that's right.
There you go.
Thank you, Fergie and Alex VR.
Yeah, good job, guys, for that, for sure. Okay, so let's get this match going. Nadal Medvedev match.
Jose P, you're wrong.
About what?
He gave us the answer, but you're wrong. But I won't tell you which one's wrong because I'm gonna let the other ones figure it out.
And you only get one shot at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were close, but you were wrong.
Okay, yeah, don't give up hints. Okay, the Rafael Nadal Medvedev match we know went over 5 hours. Rafael Nadal won at the very end. Why did I, and I'm asking Carla and all of you this question, why did I, that's not a staunch Nadal fan. I think he's a great player. And now, believe it or not, in terms of historical mindsets moving forward 2 generations from now, he does stand alone right now being the greatest of all time. And I don't care what the heads are. I don't care what and I'm not a big fan. I don't like the guy that wedges his brown finger up his butt.
You're wrong more also.
Okay? Good job. We're 2 strikes and so far we're out. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, he sticks his finger in his butt. He's got a brown finger. I don't like brown fingers because those things stink. Okay, but why? Given that, why did I say that I knew? I never said on the last show, go back and watch it, and it hadn't even started yet. The Barty Collins match hadn't even started yet when we did our last show. I told everybody I'm not losing sleep over it. If I'm a betting man, which I told you my story of why I'm no longer a betting man, did I not? I told the story and then told you if I was still a betting man, I would have bet my damn house on Nadal to win. Hence why Carol out there took the $50 bet where I said, okay, fine, forget about it. I'll put $50 on it, even though we got 5 children and I can't afford to pay attention. But I wanted to take that bet and I won the bet. Why? Even though Nadal had lost the first set 6-2 or 2-6, then the second set, what was it, 4-6 or 6-7 a breaker. Why was I not scared then? I woke up at 2:30. He got 2 sets down. I told Carl I'm going back to bed. Nadal wins.
We got a winner.
No, who is it?
Blakely Prime.
Who is? Let's go. Come on. What'd she put? Okay, question number 1. Let me go back to the question. Hold on right here. I'm going to check my max. I'm fixing to give away a $200 racket. Question number 1. Our 5 kids' names are what?
She put Justin, Gabriela, Christopher, Jonathan.
Perfect. Okay, question number 2. Our first 5K tennis show is dealing with what major?
Wimbledon.
Excellent. Question number 3. Carla and I played a match. Who won and how many sets?
Justin in 3.
Justin in 3. Sharapova, who she always calls me, whipped that ass the first time at Madison on the tape. I don't play big.
Didn't Sharapova whoop Serena's ass at Wimbledon? That doesn't mean that you're a beast.
I whipped your ass right there.
That doesn't mean you're a beast.
And I pushed the ball, hacked the ball.
He hacked the ball. He hacked the ball and bitched the line.
Pushed the ball, hacked the ball. Okay, you want to pick your racket or do you want the shirt? Let us know.
Blakely Prime. Why does that name seem familiar?
Either way, look, give me the 2 rackets. Okay, again, the first choice, Babolat.
That was 4 years ago, Jose Pete. Like 4 years ago. I was sitting there. I wasn't even in tennis clothes. I think I had my hair down. I was in shorts, a black shirt, I think. I just did my hair or something like that.
Do you want the Babolat Pure Strike 100 with Hexagon X, Litex, or do you want the more feel-oriented racket?
Clinics, that's what Blakely.
Who?
Blakely, the one with the forehand. At our Saturday group lesson.
Oh, Tinny?
No, Blakely. Remember?
No, but
the lady says she hits a hard forehand. Just in our first group.
oh, at Mirror Lake. Oh.
Wow.
You just won a racket.
All right.
It's on you. You just won it. So do you want the Pure Strike or the Dunlop, and it's yours? But look, again, the Dunlop's beautiful. It's a 98 a feel racket. You'll feel the ball more, not as much power. The Pure Strike, wow. And it's almost new pretty much, and I just strung this recently. This one I strung about a month or 2 ago, but they're both really nice. Either one, I'll bring it to you next Saturday. It's yours. You want it. All right, you ready? Good job.
Thanks for watching. I didn't even know you watched the show.
Let's go. She won it. That's excellent work. Okay.
Stefan, what's up? Check your message. I sent you your prize. So everything's in there.
Yes, fantasy teams players have been paid out. Thomas Chi and
Well,
Cam.
I was asking him, did he have MoneyGram? Because I could do it on MoneyGram. It would be easier. But if not, I'll send him the check. No big deal.
Okay, back to the question. Why did I select Rafael Nadal to beat Medvedev? Why? Why did I step out of my anti not gambling anymore mindset because of a college issue? Why did I say that Nadal would win? Why? What is it that Nadal brings to the game?
He's a fighter, and he showed that. Well, both him and Djokovic. So I'm not going to take that away from Djokovic, but he showed out there for any kid that was watching that never give up, because anything is possible. I honestly, guys, I went to sleep. I woke up. It was like 1 a.m. I saw he was down 2 sets. Wildlife and Wade and Chia were sending me messages. And I said, wow. I said, I can't believe he's down 2 sets. This is over. Then all of a sudden, I see him win the 3rd set. And that's when I turned on my TV. And Wade and Chia and Wildlife said, this could be interesting. I said, uh-oh. This could be interesting. And I started watching the match. And I started watching how he was trying to go for the drop shots, even though they were not really great. But because Medvedev, who's number 2 in the world, has no clue, no idea how to volley. I mean, there was one backhand where he let go of his left arm and he put his racket. Hello, you teach this to 6-year-olds that you must hold your racket and go into it. And he went like this, and the ball just. I mean, it was embarrassing. And he had just no clue what to do with the drop shots. You know, I think he got like maybe 2 that he flicked, but he would give it right back to Nadal, and Nadal would hit an angle. I mean, how are you number 2 in the world and you don't know how to move forward and deal with the ball coming forward? It's like the first thing we teach kids when we start them.
Yep.
I thought that's pretty sad. By the way, his forehand is shitty in my opinion. It's an ugly forehand, nice backhand. But it's just like, I mean, Nadal had the right. He finally thought of what Djokovic said. I'm going to move him forward and beat him.
And didn't I say the same thing before the show started?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost the same thing that Djokovic did to Medvedev at, what was it, the U.S. Open final?
Yeah.
The same type of mindset. The shocking thing to me is that Rafael Nadal waited until the 3rd set to do that. I think he started kind of throwing it in there, throwing in more variety in terms of bringing him forward there towards the middle end of the 2nd set. Mm-hmm. But when it got to the tiebreaker of the 2nd set and Nadal lost the tiebreaker, I told myself I'm going to hit record, and I finished recording it, but I said, I know Nadal's going to win. I woke up and it was like halfway through the 4th set, I think, and I posted it on the channel of the community thing here, Instagram and Facebook, on all of our pages. Nadal wins at 5. I went back to bed. Woke up, hit back record and washed it to the end. Nadal won in 5.
I like LS Fire's comment here. Nadal said, no, Nadal thought, not again. I will not lose an Australian final again without fighting as much as I can. That's right, because he's had such a bad record in finals. You know, he's had the chance to win many. If you look at he has 2 Australian Opens, but if you look at how many times Nadal has made finals, it's unbelievable, you know, that he hasn't been able to win more. So I'm sure that he thought, not only that, I'm sure in his head he said, Djokovic, I'm not playing against Djokovic here. I'm playing against a cocky Russian who has no idea how to play the net. He has no forward movement. Why wouldn't I take advantage of this? Why would I let this 26-year-old or 25-year-old take this away from me when I am the better player?
Okay.
And he didn't have a first serve. Nadal had no first serve.
For the first 2.5 sets.
And still beat him.
And still pulled it out.
And his drop shots were crappy.
Nadal couldn't buy a first serve.
And still beat him. And his shots were all short. They weren't even deep. And still beat him. Ouch.
Let me give him a Wawrinka here. Let me give him a Stanislav Wawrinka. Or Mikhail Yuzny. Okay, let's go. Okay, Rafael Nadal, the experience is through the roof. Okay, the experience is through the roof. His butt picking is through the roof too, but experience is trumping that. Rafael Nadal is much more much more mature. Let me explain that. Let's just fast forward to the end of the match where they go for the post-match press conference or trophy presentation or whatever. So the young lady, and by the way, where I come from, which I'm not just saying I live here in Alabama. I was raised in a military family and I grew up everywhere. I've lived everywhere. West Coast, East Coast, North, South, East, West, all the same. Military. There's one thing that we always better do, especially in my house. Respect women when they're around you. If a lady is standing up, you stand up. If a lady is talking, shut the hell up. You understand where I'm coming from? I teach the same thing to my boys. And there's damn hell to pay if they don't. Fact, ask them. I'll walk out of the room. You can pull them in private and say, hey, did your dad ever get in your grill? Snatch your ass up if you're not respecting a woman when she's not around? You can ask him yourself. Period. During the freaking press conference or the interview afterward, this fine young lady, I forget who's interviewing this dipshit, is saying, Medvedev, you know, we're here and you thank you for being here. And he's mouthing to the camera, this is boring. Little piece of shit, man. Who the hell are you, man? You're worse than Osaka's boyfriend at the US Open final, flipping everybody the bird. Medvedev, wake up, linguini noodle. You're a little bitch. You can yell at sissy pa, sissy boy, and get away with it because you know you can. Why don't you come yell at me? Why don't you come yell at Carla, little
You know what the other interesting thing is?
Sissy, little linguini ass mother.
Oh gosh. Stefan sent me a message.
You're nothing, Medvedev. You're a little.
He said, did you watch Medvedev's conference after he's done?
Little linguini.
His quote
silver
was,
spoon-fed Medvedev.
His quote said, from now on, I'm playing for myself, for my family, to provide my family, for people that trusted me. Of course, for all the Russians, because I feel a lot of support there. I'm going to say it like this. If there's a tournament of hard courts in Moscow before Roland Garros or Wimbledon, I'm going to go there, even if I miss Wimbledon or Roland Garros or whatever.
Hey, maybe
the kid stopped dreaming. The kid is going to play for himself. That is my story.
Maybe
I thought that was okay. Wait, first of all, you suck and play.
Okay, hold on. Maybe Medvedev should go hang out on the Ukrainian-Russian border, and he'd be more at home there because this is boring in front of a young lady speaking to a crowd of people, and you think it's freaking cute. Man, go hang out with Putin over there or whatever. I'm not getting political, but you look like a dipshit. A real dipshit. We give Zverev hell for saying, you fired Lindell because of a puppy. But you rolled your eyes at a woman while she's speaking to a crowd, giving you a blessing of being the second best in the world at a tournament, and you're going to say this is boring? F off, dude. You're a bitch.
So do you like him less than Sissy?
Man,
or puppy haters?
Sissipas and puppy hater now are like Pleiades and Achilles. compared to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Medvedev. In my opinion, if he wins anything more, I'd be shocked because an attitude like that is meant for two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I won't say them here because our video might get pulled. You're a...
So Ellis Fire said, remember the match when Rafael played a French player at the French Open where the whole stadium was against him and booed him and he won? And then he went to win 13 French Opens. Weak from Medvedev.
Yeah, but I look, there's nothing worse than when someone is trying to speak in a very respectable way and then you interrupted A female B. I get he's playing the crowd theatrics and all these other things. He used the crowd and used the crowd. The match is over. That tactic has no relevance anymore. He's disrespecting a woman. He's disrespecting a standing woman. He's disrespecting a country in which their major is held and all their traditional values. He is an absolute coward, and he bows up on people that maybe or he can perceive psychologically are less of a man he is. He's a little bitch ass kid, man. Medvedev, little weak boy, messing with sissy boy himself with the nickname, man. What? Both of you are sissies, but you're worse. Anyway, Medvedev saying boring during the press conference, rolling his eyes at the world. Get lost. Get lost. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what he's talking about more. She says, speaking of boring, did you watch the award ceremony when that lady, I think, was heard on the Tennis Australia, was speaking and Medvedev was mouthing boring?
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm bringing up. Again, the context is after the match, the trophy ceremony began. Mm-hmm. The whole world is watching. I'm watching at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I watched it, and I was watching the video. I said, wow, did he just really say that?
This young lady is like, Medvedev, thank you for being here, where you're so great and the world loves you. And he sighs over and is seen on camera, this is boring. Disrespectful twerk. If this was my son, and look, by the way, of our 5 children, my oldest son is 20 at the United States Air Force Academy. Do you understand what I would do to my 20-year-old son? By the way, he would never do this. But if I saw my 20-year-old son, that is soon to be a military officer, roll his eyes at a lady, and anywhere, much less in that type of situation, I promise you, that kid would be through the wall. And he just laughs it off like a little schmuck. Grow up, man. This is the problem with boys these days. They're just bitches. Soldier up. Shut your mouth and back it up. You're on a tennis court where no one can block the blows. Bring it then, dude. Bring it. Get your little tennis racket and you yell at sissy boy. Bring it where it counts, little linguini noodle. Step up. Stop running your mouth.
Yes, good comment, Gene. Novak had to play in the most hostile crowds ever. Medvedev should learn from him.
Exactly, man.
I mean, it's not like they were doing anything super bad that we haven't heard. I remember when Serena played Justine Henin and they made her cry. The French crowd made her cry. That was bad. What about when Serena was playing at the Indian Wells and they were calling her racist thing? They were saying racist comments, and Venus, who's had to go through that. I mean, these ladies have won a lot of slams.
Yeah.
That's what a true champion does.
Yeah. Again, tennis
when you're a tennis player or when you have a profession, you have to be able to set apart. You have to, because you're a professional. It's called professional tennis pro. You're supposed to be able to separate yourself from that. It's not called league player. It's not called junior player. It's called professional tennis pro. That's why you're making the millions. You pay coaches, psychiatrists, whatever, psychology, whatever, you know.
Sports psychiatrists,
yeah. To be able to deal with this, especially him that has one. He should have been able to deal with it.
Shut up.
I mean, seriously. And, you know, not only of that, does he think about the abuse that he gave to that umpire, the way he spoke to that umpire? Yeah, we were laughing at it, but that was wrong.
I wasn't laughing
Look at me. Look at me when I talk to you. Look at me. I mean, you don't talk like that to a grown man. Maybe your kids, if they're not paying attention to you, but to a grown man, had he been in New York and he tells one of us that,
Done.
I promise you he would have been knocked out on the floor.
Done. And furthermore, look at the National Hockey League, the NHL, where people from all over the world get on the ice. if there's a disagreement, guess what? The referees back up and they fight. They pull their gloves off and they beat each other down. And it's reviewed on ESPN, the major sports networks. They should do that in tennis. And I guarantee you, Mr. Skinny Boy, Toothpick Boy, would get his ass handed to him with some of the little short, stocky people like Diego Schwartzman that he beats up on all the time.
Jose P said, he just choked 3 sets in a row. He had no room to talk or to be sassy.
Who gives a shit? I don't care if you lost in 3 and didn't go to 5 and you still disrespect a lady like that. Mm-hmm. Man, all I know, if you were here in Alabama and did that shit, you get your ass whipped. And I'm not telling you, it wouldn't be by 1, it wouldn't be by 2, it would be like a whole flurry of people. I'm just saying, traditionals and values and morals is what we are losing here. And if you think I'm wrong,
there was a streaker.
Whatever.
I missed that. There was a streaker. I missed that.
Who gives a shit? I saw it too, but whatever. The streaker comes out so he can show his cock for some views. So I'm not going to talk about it.
So Stefan's saying, just a small correction. Medvedev didn't say boring. He said booing because they booed when
whatever.
she was. But how come it's a...
And who cares? The whole point is...
Wait.
The whole point is just keep your mouth shut. Just keep your damn mouth shut.
He's so boring. Gene, you're very good at finding stuff. Send me some info.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he says. The fact of the matter is, it's okay. I was the service manager in the car business for a long time at the corporate level, Ford Motor Company, Subaru, whatever. Do you understand if I was interviewing a group of people and was trying to weed out candidates, if I was in there and talking to them as a whole and I saw someone over here rolling their eyes and saying this is boring? How long would that be? How long would that person?
So he was booing her. He was like, boo. It's the same thing.
She was talking. He's like,
it's the same thing. It's even worse. I would say that's worse.
Okay, and let me put this even more in perspective. I got 5 children. If I'm at the kitchen table and we're about to say the blessing, and we say the blessing, and after that, one of my kids is a borderline B, and I'm telling them, you better get that, you better not make a B, and someone starts rolling their eyes, holy shit, that dinner's all jacked up.
He said boring and rolled his eyes. The timing does not match booing.
Let's go,
That's
more.
What I saw.
Let's go, more.
That's what I saw.
Love you more.
We can play that. He was like,
love you. And she's a judge. She's a judge in the Philippines.
Don't mess with her.
She's a judge in the Philippines. She's righteous and she's just, I can assure you.
It's a girl.
That's what I'm saying.
He was not looking. He was.
I just dropped my pen. Let me grab it. You want me to refill this?
Ryan said no. He had no idea about Medvedev's sportsmanship. That's a shame. Gotta be gracious in defeat. That's right, Ryan, right? We all gotta be gracious in defeat. You know it really well. You are a teacher. You are a high school coach. You know we can't win every match. You know, I get upset with my son Christopher when he plays you and he's not giving you the respect that he needs to. I mean, when you lose, you lose. It's over. Work harder. Try harder next time. Train your butt, and maybe things will be different. Chris Aviation said it's actually pretty ironic when he talks about the crowd disrespecting him. Guess what, Medvedev? Maybe you just need to be humble and not be disrespectful. Jose P says, I'm surprised Med has any sponsors.
Agreed. I'm totally with Jose P.
Carol says he's Russian. He nationally isn't helping. Crowd always will be against him. That's live. He's cracked.
Yeah, it's okay.
He cracked. He cracked.
Okay, so Carol there, and Carol's a true soldier because Carol followed through on a bet, and you know the reason why bookies come kill you if it's illegal is because it's all about morals and what a man should do or someone of substance should do or not do. You got a dude there. In an international 10 million people watching or more situation, and this person is lauding you. This person is thanking you for being there. This person is thanking you for your time. This person is thanking you, and you roll your eyes and
just get through the thing.
Are you freaking serious? Smile the whole time.
Fake it. Cry.
Fake it. Whatever you gotta do,
do what Osaka did.
Look.
I mean, I would have just done that the whole time.
I've personally never seen anything like it. That's the first time in tennis history I've ever seen anything insofar as that. I've never heard of it.
I mean, look, don't you remember when Djokovic played against Nadal and it was epic at the Australian Open? I mean, someone should have been upset.
Okay.
Should have been Nadal.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he played the match of his life.
Let's go.
And still lost.
Okay, question for all of you. Does Rafael Nadal right now stand alone as the greatest of all time? Is Rafael Nadal right now? Does he stand alone? Not in our opinion. Oh, I'm a Djokovic fan. I'm a Federer fan.
Yes.
Does he stand alone?
He does, because we always said it would be slams, no matter who it is. As
Yes.
of right now, he's here, and the other two are right there. But
Yes.
one of them is done. The other one still has a chance.
Agreed.
Mhm.
So Federer has now been bypassed. However, in terms of the future, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, generations from now, and some 10-year-old, in 2100 looks in the encyclopedia, who's the greatest of all time? They're going to look up championships.
Mm-hmm.
As of today, and today only, leading up to the French Open. As of right now.
As of right now. And things could change, because they're still French. There's still the Wimbledon, and there's still U.S. Open.
Yes.
So as of right now.
As of today, leading up until the finals of the French Open, right now, there's no way around it unless you're a diehard only tennis fan and you paid attention to nothing else except head-to-heads and particulars, that Rafael Nadal is the greatest of all time as of right now. And there's nothing any of us can say or do. We can do it in our clicks, and I can say, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, right now, he's the greatest. Now,
Jose P. said Federer can win Wimbledon.
That's funny.
Can we bet?
That's funny.
I'll
take that bet right now. Jose P.
Let's bet.
I'm in on this one.
I'll send you 50.
Forget that. Okay, whoa. Okay, I got a better bet. Jose P, I got a better bet. And an easy bet. I'll give you 10-1 odds on $10. So at 10-1 odds, if I lose, I'm paying you 100. If you win, you're only paying me 10.
Laugh out loud, I was joking.
Oh shit. I was fixing to go to town with that.
Man, I was like, let's go.
All right, thank you for the speech. They're saving me the speech. Okay. Rafael Nadal is now, without arguing about it, the greatest of all time. How long does that last?
We don't know. If he wins the French Open, it'll be even tougher.
22.
Oh crap.
Woo! Now,
you know what would be a slap to the Djokovic fans? Because I've been fighting with you guys for like 4 years. He will have 26. We're in 2022. We should be at 26 by
you
now.
got 37 by now.
You remember these?
Yeah,
We
dude.
can go back to our videos. We would be about 26. 26 from your count, guys. Some of you are oldies. You've been on the show for a while. By your count, he should be at 26.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not.
She's factual. Look, I'm on your team. I'm not on her team.
26, and I
But
used to
she's
say,
right.
no, guys. There's a thing called life. Anything can happen.
Now. Speaking of this, let me ask everybody a question as well. And I read an interesting article today. Not our reporting. We just read it and whatever. Again, a lot of YouTubers out there sitting in their mommy's, their bedroom and they, pretend they're coming up with it, but it's very not true. Or they play by play and they're just watching it on television. Anyway, can Novak Djokovic play Roland Garros anyway? We have gone back and forth with this vaccination, whether he can play or whether he cannot play. It seems like every day I read an article, regardless of the source, USA Today, New York Times, whatever. We check the same things daily.
It's just sad.
Which is it?
They should let
Can
him
he play or can he not play?
Mm-hmm.
We read it I read an article today. France is tightening the grip, quote unquote.
Very good, let's fire. I like your comment. No one could predict Nadal not winning French Open 2021, but winning Australian Open 2022.
Yes.
Predictions are they're never right. I mean, look, I didn't think that he would lose last French Open, and he did, right? I mean, I thought Djokovic would have 21 at the US Open. Never did I think Medvedev was going to beat him. And in the fashion that he did, shocking. It was shocking to me.
Where, at the US Open?
Yeah, I thought, here is his slam, right here, and it didn't happen.
Okay, hold on.
And then never did I think that Australia would do this to him.
Okay, check this out. This is important. She just mentioned she never expected what happened at the US Open, right? Now, I read an article today that Ashley Barty, the title of the article was, quote, not my title, an article we read. I think it was, I think GQ Mag. Well, I don't remember. The title was, look, I even quoted it. Ashley Barty won't win the U.S. Open because of the ball. because of the ball, B-A-L-L, like a ball, a tennis ball. So I'm thinking, okay, let me read this one. So I read the article, and then coincidentally, my father, who's an 84-year-old retired physician, flight surgeon, Navy. So anyway, but also a tennis coach, and he sent me this article at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what the hell? I read it. I'll be damned. He's sending me an article about tennis at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's okay. That's how we roll. He was born into the game the same way I was.
Ben Fricker said, a ball?
A ball. Listen to this. Okay. Here was the quotations inside the article. I'm quoting: men at the U.S. Open have a heavier duty ball. Okay, the women have a less heavy duty ball. What does this mean? Okay, so the men have a more fuzzy ball that weighs a little bit more. The women have a little like micro, less fuzzy ball that aren't as heavy duty and don't weigh as much. So the women's ball tends to be a little bit faster. Now, furthermore, I read, or in the same article, it was read that the U.S. Open is the only tournament that still changes the weight and type of ball between the men's and women's game. Okay? Barty said in reference to this article, and I quote, "Yeah, I have to use poly or polyester strings when I go to the U.S. Open so I can begin to control the ball a little bit as I normally play with natural gut, a more feel type string," right? So again, for who won the Blakely, if you're a Barty type player, you're going to want the feel racket. If you're a ball striker like TM, or you're going to want the striking racket, hence pure strike or the feel. I'm a feel player. Carlos a striker. So for me, if I wanted, I would take the feel racket, because I'm a pretty strong player with serve, so I want to be able to really feel my spots. But if I needed the power, which I don't, I would take the pure strike. But anyway, Barty says she has to use poly, textured poly, in other words, with shape, to be able to bite the ball and to maintain control over the ball because it flies faster. Okay, so Barty is only one major away from the career Grand Slam, meaning in her career she will win the Australian, the French Open, Roland Garros now, Wimbledon, and then followed by the U.S. Open. But the article made reference that actually Barty will never win the U.S. Open unless they change the texture of the ball as the same as the men use. Okay? Just throwing it out there. It's true. Thoughts on that?
Rubbish article. Rubbish.
Okay, well, great. I'd read it. I mean, Google it up. Google up texture ball, U.S. Open, Barty, whatever, and you'll find it, surely, because I read it online, so it has to be.
Ben Frager says, I do think Ash is very capable, but it's going to be a challenge. Jack Nolte said, if you're a great ball, it doesn't affect whether win or not. That's my view.
It's a great point.
I agree.
It's a great point.
Why did they have two different balls, though?
I don't know why they have different balls.
That's interesting.
Is it because the men knocked the felt off the ball? Like, hit it a little bit harder so that it loses felt quicker? But I agree with you. I don't know why. Okay? Let's talk briefly about the Danielle Collins, Ashley Barty final. Namely because Danielle Collins, because most of us Americans, sometimes it's hard for us to even say that anymore, because sometimes us Americans are looked at like shitheads these days, because we have people like Medvedev all over the place here that simply don't remember they're supposed to stand up when a lady enters the room, or they're supposed to not roll their eyes when they're talking to a woman, or they're supposed to. The world is becoming a really bad place for a lot of people. And Medvedev, regardless of where he comes from, exemplified the fact there's a lot of young twerps out there that need their ass kicked. Anyway, so moving forward, I forgot my train of thought because Medvedev pissed me off so damn bad. Oh, the Barty Collins match. Danielle Collins was up 5-1.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Up 5-1 in the second set.
I was like, what?
She lost the first set, okay, to a far superior player.
Yes.
So Danielle Collins should have been beaten badly. And the last show I told you that the over and under, if you're betting in Vegas on the total number of games, it was 19 and a half. So I told everyone, bet under, but parlay it to offset that in case it doesn't work. I would have pushed. We would have gotten even. But
She choked, yeah, badly.
up 5-1 in the
She
second
choked
set.
badly. She had that. She was playing better. Much
Serving.
better. Not only
Serving.
that, Barty, you could tell that in that second set, nerves creeped in because she started missing balls that she normally wasn't
Unbelievable.
missing. And she was up 5-1, and I'm like, oh my God, all she needs to do is serve and win the set. That's it.
Unbelievable. 5-1 lead and choke. The reason why we don't need to dissect this match terribly well is Barty is a far superior player.
Pressure, yes, well said, Blakely. Pressure. Pressure is an amazing thing. What it can do, it can change. This is the difference between champions and the regular tour players.
Exactly.
Big difference between a champion. A champion can get through it, and they'll fight.
Yes,
they'll
indeed.
dig in. She had a chance, man. All she had to
And
do was
she
go
had a
for some
chance.
chance. She go for some shots because Barty was feeling it. What I thought she would feel being from Australia. I feel like if she could have taken her to a third set, who knows what could have happened?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Because now Barty would have been like, oh my gosh, now I gotta go into a third set.
Took the thought right out of my head.
Can I win this Australian Open? But you know what? She won it, and it could have happened to a nicer,
Exactly.
better player.
Yeah.
I am glad
Totally
that Barty won the Australian Open because this is what tennis should be. This is how you should play tennis. I hate that, when you see one of these players like
Rafael
win a slam.
Andreescu?
No, Andreescu actually has the game.
But she has the game, but she doesn't have
She has injuries.
She stays injured, yeah.
But she had the game. When she won the US Open, she won it the right way.
And
That girl can hit. That girl can slice. She can drop shot. She's a thinker. She can move. Unfortunately, she has injuries.
And Raducanu doesn't have the game.
She
and
doesn't
she
have
won
the
it.
game. That's why when I see a player that wins that shouldn't win, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible for tennis. But Barty has 3 slams, 1 behind Osaka. Didn't I remember like 2 years ago they were talking about Osaka being the GOAT, passing Serena?
Barty's catching up.
We're at 4, guys.
She got
What's
20.
going on?
She got 20
This is
more
what
to
I'm
go.
talking about with everybody.
20
They jump
more to
on
go.
this bandwagon. Everybody's like, she's gonna be the next best thing. And Barty, everybody's like, she's boring. She's boring. Now she has 3 slams. And in Australia, which now we don't have to talk about Margaret Court because now she's got a slam.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
So we don't have to say, oh, the last
I
Australian
didn't think
player.
about that.
The last Australian. Now we don't. I know Martina Navratilova was happy. She's like, yes.
Yes.
Now we don't have to say the last
Woo.
Australian player was
Yeah.
Margaret Court.
yeah.
Now we don't have to name her.
Yeah, Andy Murray systematically changed the Fred Perry narrative, and Margaret Court is now forgotten. So because of Barty changed history. Barty set history. Barty, by the way, is a fine player, and something I wrote here. And look, this whole page we wrote separately today. I was driving to Mississippi. We grocery shop in Mississippi.
Did we make a bet with Michael Walker?
For what?
Oh, I don't remember.
You know I'm gonna pay my boy if we lost the bet.
Did we make a bet with you, Michael Walker? He said I bet in Nadal, and I assume he lost. I was so stressed watching the match, and I don't remember I won until I got a text. I forgot about it.
If we
Did you bet against someone?
Man,
Oh,
Michael Walker, he's straight. If we forgot to write something, then it's all good. Just let us know. What's up, Mike? Funny, bro.
Oh man.
Okay.
I do miss Andreescu too.
But look, oh shit, what I was gonna say, it was important too. I'm like, what?
G Shore, I agree with you. She definitely has more game than Osaka.
Who?
Blakely says, hell no to Osaka. She can't hang.
Yeah, and then yeah, I mean, yes, I think that's a very well statement.
This guy says, quick fact, Tsitsipas, Zverev, and now Medvedev have each lost slam finals from being 2 sets up.
When's TM coming back? Where's Dominic? Is he coming back? What the heck's Dominic up to? I think he just got his one and done. Is going to join the likes of Caroline Wozniacki.
I don't think that Barty's lucky that Halep is injured for 2 years. Halep doesn't have the weapons to win. I mean, she's won her slams, but I don't think she has the weapons to hurt anybody, really.
Okay, by the way, speaking about the Barty match, Nick Kyrgos, by the way, the water bottle guy himself, the absolute class clown at this point, after winning the Australian Open doubles final with Kokkinakis, respectively, he proclaimed that the reason why this Australian Open was so successful in terms of Australian fans watching was because of him. Okay? Patrick Rafter, who is a two-time U.S. Open champion, one of my favorite players of all time, great server and volleyer. He's a surfer, and I'm a longtime surfer. Patrick Rafter, his own countryman, called him out and was like, "What, bro? Shut the hell up, because you're a loser."
He won over 10,000 on the bet he made that Nadal would win.
Let's go, Mike Walker! Let's go! Mike Walker, that's right!
That's the winner.
Let's go, Mike Walker!
Not Nadal. He's the winner.
Let's go!
Wow.
Come on, Mike!
He's the winner.
Come on! Kind of like my San Francisco 49ers, they dropped the interception up 17-14 in the third and ended up losing. That's how I lost my voice. I was like, how you gonna drop that damn pass, man? Pick up the ball! And he dropped it, and I'm like, I can't even speak. Okay.
Ben Fricker said I'm Aussie, but I don't care for Kyrgos.
Okay, Ben Fricker, this one's for you, because Patrick Rafter would agree with you. Okay, Patrick Rafter called out Nick Kyrgos saying, ha 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 ha, hey bro, hey Mike, I guess that's how you would say it. Hey Mike, you can't say that you were the reason why that you caused all the viewers because Ashley Barty shattered all the media records here in Australia, shattered them all by like 10 times what is normal. And you, Mr. Nick, the water ball jerker himself, you, Mr. Nick, got nada. No one even watched you. It was like 1% of the viewership. It's like 1%. Ashley Barty, let's go. Now I'm going to ask Carla a question and all of you this question. Ashley Barty is liked by everyone, no matter what your color is, what your race is, what your religious beliefs are, what sports you like, whether your ism is this or ism is that, whether you're from this side of the border or that. Everybody likes Ashley Barty.
True.
Why? Why?
Because she's a nice girl.
She's a nice girl. She doesn't paint her face up with makeup and bullshit simply to sell tickets of her ass on Instagram. She's a real girl, and she doesn't give a shit about necessarily what Primrose Pass are being created for her. Like Radha Khan, who at the Met Gala?
You know what?
Did you see Barty at the Met Gala?
Let me tell you what with Barty. Barty's the type of player that she is down to earth. She seems like you can approach her and talk to her, and she would laugh and giggle with you.
And she'd give you a hug.
And she would spend the time to talk to you. She
Exactly.
doesn't seem stuck up. She seems like a normal person. That's
I would look. I'll tell you. Look, if Ashley Barty could watch this right now, and maybe it's a dream that she could. I wish my daughters, and we have 5 children. I wish that we have 3 boys and 2 girls. I wish my 2 daughters would emulate Ashley Barty. Love her. So glad she won it. And it could not have happened to a better person. Fact.
She deserves it.
Medvedev needs to take a lesson or 2 from Ash Barty. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. Did I miss anything today?
No.
Blakely won a racket.
We'll bring both, and you can try them out.
You can try both. You can demo them both.
See which one you want.
And whichever one you want, you can have. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you want to demo both, then whatever.
Yes, good comment, Amor. I love that the Australian Open was won by 2 most humble people on the Pro Tour. No one could say anything bad about Ash and Rafa.
Very great comment to close the day. Yes, we talk smack. Oh, by the way, to end the show, don't miss out on this comment. We are going to roll, and I've told you this before, we are going to roll the $500 giveaway for Roland Garros, which starts in just a couple of months. That's $500 is a ton of money for us, by the way. So understand that. We don't ask for tips like all these other people do that read shit off a TV screen and, I'm reading you the score, so donate to my shit. Fuck that, man. Look, we don't ask for nothing. Just hit the subscribe button. It's not like a Tupac song or something. But look, we're going to give you $500 of our money at the French Open. Hit the subscribe button, and we're going to do the same predictions for the French Open as we did here. No one won it here, but I can assure you with Novak and Nadal in the same bracket.
I hope Novak plays the French.
We
I
all
really
hope
do.
that.
I want to see him play.
The narrative would be much better.
Yes, because I'm tired of hearing some of these Novak obsessors that worship him like he's God. And like I told a fan, you know, Stefan asked me, how do you feel Nadal won? You must be celebrating. I said, I'm happy for him. But I said, he's a human being. He's just an athlete.
Yeah.
That's it. He's just an athlete. Why would I? But there's some people that, you know, I told this person, I said, he's not God. He's an athlete. He's a person. You know, you say congrats and that's it and move on. They're the ones that won. You know, you enjoy watching them on TV just like an actor or anything else. They're not God. I would think my family's more important. I'm going to, you know, just saying. Let's not be salty. I mean, this is sports. Look, Tom Brady retired. I wish he would have won.
Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet.
I wish he would have won, but he didn't. But so what? Who
He
cares?
didn't win last year.
Exactly. Who cares?
All right. So anyway, much love to all of you. About dinner time to cook. But thank you so much to all you. Every major is excellent. As we finish every major, we always like to do a thank you. You know, just like when Medvedev rolled his eyes at the lady trying to give him an opportunity to come up and speak, we're going to speak as we won a major because we do this. We have a busy life, you know, kids, and this doesn't pay our bills. You know, since we started this show off of doing these videos, we made like $28. Something like that. We made like $28. We have 5 children and work our freaking ass off, and we give ourselves 1 day off. And when we lived here alone, we give ourselves no days off.
Don't say congrats to me because
No.
I didn't win the slam. I like Nadal. I know
Yeah.
everybody does the
Okay.
congrats thing. It
So-
was him who
So
won it.
with that said,
Nothing to
why
do
are
with me.
we so free to say what we want to say? Is because believe me, unless you're someone kissing your ass all day and giving them 100,000 views for reading off a damn TV screen, which will eventually be stopped, who gives a shit? Whatever. But let me put it this way. Thanks so much to all of you because the most of you that are watching here now, and out of 3,000 people, there's 26. I can assure you those 26 people are tennis fans. They know who we are, and they know that we may say some shit that'll piss you off, but at the same time, they may say some shit to us that'll piss us off, but at the same time, we're soldiers, so we'll shake hands at the net. That means what? We're fellow tennis players. I can assure you the 26 people out of 3,000 that are here right now are tennis players. I can assure you that have all been through.
Oh, and thank you, Gene, and thank you, Tom Chi, for Tom. Did I say his name right?
Yeah.
For helping us out with the whole fantasy thing because there was a lot this time. And
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next
Thank
one.
you for that, Thomas. By the way, Thomas Chi is in Canada, and Gene Swart is in South Africa, and both are fine young men. Fine young men. I can't say that again. Fine young men, tennis players, students of the game. Thomas Chi and his friend Python, look at his name. Yeah, pretty sure. It's okay,
But
bro.
it's okay.
It's okay, man. But you know, we weren't born yesterday. But you know, it's probably that there's like 3 you in the same room. But it doesn't matter.
But you still have to make the right pick.
You still had to create a separate account. But it's
we
okay,
can take
man.
that bet. We'll take that bet, Michael Walker.
It's okay.
Wait until Emma wins Wimbledon.
Yeah, and by the way, Mike Walker out there, love you, man, a lot. B-Doggo, I know his panties getting wide when the Patriots lose. I can't help that, but Garoppolo threw this stupid-ass interception last night, and then homeboy dropped the damn interception in that third quarter.
I'm on the court at least 10 hours every day.
Yeah, 10 hours a day is about the reality behind it. But Mike Walker, love you, man.
All right, chicken wings, baby.
Chicken wings. I'm
Let's
cooking
go
chicken
chicken
wings
wings.
tonight. Hot sauce, medium.
Let's
go. Blakely, congratulations on the racket. That's a big deal.
Thank you for watching us.
By the way,
that one kind of shocked me.
a recent additive, guess the children, the matches, and
But we just started teaching Blakely. She does a women's Saturday clinic. And that's why I was like, Blakely? I was like,
What?
Blakely? I was like, that name seems very common.
man, you guys ought to be ashamed of yourself because some of you watch this show every day religiously for like 4.5 years, and she gets it, and she probably started watching it like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Man, you guys got schooled up by a girl. Let's go. Come on. See ya.
Adios.